As a study break, I went on a 2-hour bike ride, keeping a far, safe distance away from people, and show you how my college town looks during a pandemic. First, I'm crossing the bridge to go to Argo Park, which has biking and running trails that I would always run at last summer, and these cascades, which are part of Huron River flowing through Ann Arbor, where I will often kayak with family and friends. Right next door to the little dog park is Gandy Dancer. It's an upscale restaurant in a restored 1886 rail depot where you can still watch the train pass when you eat there. Here's a shaky view of the hospital from Fuller Road, which is a common road to take from Central Campus to North. On the way to North Campus, there's a public outdoor pool, and I remember bringing high schoolers here during the summer when I was a counselor for a math camp. On the other side of Fuller Road, there are some soccer fields. Just at the entrance of North Campus is the Veterans Administration Hospital, or VA Hospital, where I would sometimes volunteer on the weekends. We made it to North Campus without falling off the bike, and this is the road to School of Music, Theater, and Dance, where I would have orchestra practice. That's the Duderstadt, or the Dude as people call it, the North Campus Library, which is way superior looking in my opinion to the Central Campus Undergrad Library. And that's the North Campus Lurie Bell Tower and the Grove area, which is basically surrounded by engineering and art classrooms, similar to the Central Campus Diag, which I'll show you later. We're in the medical campus area with the Taubman Library over there, where a lot of medical students study. There's a lot of construction that has been taking place on campus and stopped due to the situation going on worldwide. But that's the entrance I would take to get to my research lab. In the distance over there, that orange rooftop, that's the Cardiovascular Center. There used to be a big green lawn in front of it, and now they're building a 12-story adult inpatient hospital, so this college is going to look very different in 10 or even 5 years. Up the ramp to the left, we have Palmer Field and a lot of freshman dorms. And this ramp leads to Palmer Commons, which is a place that holds meetings and events and has a cafe area. And I remember the ceiling exploded one time with water while I was studying there.
Told my brothers one day we gon' make it. We just gotta grind for that paycheck. Mama told me one day I'll be famous. Remember when she used to say she hated.
This is the back view of the new Biological Sciences Building, or BSB. It has really nice offices and research labs. My PChem lecture was inside this building, even though I rarely went to class. And on the right is the School of Dentistry, also undergoing construction. And here's the front view of the Biological Sciences Building. There's a cafe area and a museum area that kids and elementary schools often visit. Now we've kind of made a circle and we're crossing the bridge that connects Central Campus to the dorms on the hill, as we call this area. That's the gym where I would always go to, called the CCRB, or the Central Campus Rec Building. On the right is Stockwell again, an all-sophomore dorm, and there's Mojo, where I lived as a freshman. In an all-girls floor, Mojo has the main dining hall that people on the hill go to. I don't miss dining hall food much, but I lived off of their cereal and salad bar, and their cookies and chai tea were amazing. Now Now we're behind Mojo with the hospital up ahead to orientate you.
Days are long, your car won't start. It's hard to fix shit with the broken heart.
Markley, a dorm with a reputation of not being as good as the ones on the hill for a few reasons. There's the Children's Hospital, or Mott Children's Hospital, and an entrance to the Arb where there's beautiful peonies during springtime.
So it's harder to own it. So if it helps ya, I'm here with ya. Baby, don't you cry no more. I got 2 arms in an open door. Sure as there's a night and day, I know things are gonna be.
Right next to the bus station is the College of Pharmacy, where I took many classes for my major. And on the right is the chem building, where I spent a good amount of time tutoring and studying between classes.
You got your eyes wide open. It's scary like a sci-fi show. And you're cruising down the I-5 hoping that for once.
This is the newer Weiser Hall, which is attached by a little bridge to the older Weiser Hall, where physics classes are held.
Harder to focus. We just ran, so it's hard.
Right next to it is East Hall, where the psychology and math departments are in.
Baby, don't you cry no more. I got 2 arms in an open door. Sure as there's a
Here's South University, which is a popular street for bar hopping, so it gets rowdier here at night. It's closer to the sorority and frat house.
cry no more. I got 2 arms in an open door.
Now we're at East Quad, where freshmen live for orientation. The street is the Ross School of Business, and all I have to say is it makes my School of Majors building look like a closet. The law school is a whole nother vibe since it looks similar to an Ivy League by its architecture. It's also really popular to take graduation photos here. Now we're at the IM, or intramural building, at the South Campus area's gym, which is a lot more modern than the other gym I go to on the hill. It's just farther away. I would go here more often if it was just closer. There's a glimpse of the big house, but first I'm showing you a vague view of the student theater practice space where I would walk a mile from my apartment to practice for a show's pit orchestra last winter. On the left, we have South Quad, which is a freshman dorm closer to South Campus with pretty decent dining hall food. And on the right, we have West Quad, which I got to live at for a summer when I was a camp counselor for a math camp. And their dorm is really nice. There's Angel Hall, which has classrooms and academic advising offices. Also, there's a fishbowl, which is just a computing center that's crowded usually, but a good place to study or print stuff between classes. Up ahead is State Street, but first we're going to turn right to go to the Diag. Basically, it's a space in the center of many classroom buildings with diagonal sidewalks filled with students during passing hour. Also, it's super packed during Festival when clubs are recruiting. There's Mason Hall, which is attached to the back of Angel Hall. It's kind of confusing, but it's just more rooms for seminars and classes. There's the undergraduate library, aka the Ugly. And yes, this university has a lot of acronyms.
From you looking at my eyes, girl, you know what's in me. Jingle bring the beat alive every time, you know.
Across the street is the League, which is kind of another student union where I would study in the basement a lot during junior year.
Why me, go cry you, whatever.
Over here is the Hill Auditorium where many performances and ceremonies are held, and I get to perform in there twice a year with the orchestra, except for this past semester, sadly. This is the Burton Memorial Tower, or the Bell Tower as everyone calls it. It lights up at night, and music students often play classical, pop, or the college's fight song. And on the left is the MLB, or Modern Languages building, which holds more classes, discussions, and exams. This fountain on Ingalls Mall, as this area is called, is still covered due to the situation, but usually it will be running for graduation. During freshman year, we'll walk in the fountain towards Central Campus, and on graduation, some people will walk the opposite direction toward the graduate building. There's the Rackham Graduate Building, which looks really nice and elegant inside. And here's North Quad. It's a student dorm for sophomores. Reminds me of a hotel inside. We've made it to Main Street, which looks so eerie because there wasn't a single person walking Saturday evening. There's a lot more pricey restaurants on the street, and it's nice to walk here in the summertime and during winter when there's holiday lights up. Finally, we've made it to Carytown, which is an old neighborhood with lots of houses converted to apartments. There's a lot of local small businesses and a farmer's market on Saturday mornings. There's a few other places that I should have passed by, but I realized there's one place I forgot to visit on my bike ride that this video wouldn't be complete without, and that's the Cube. So I walked down State Street on a rainy day when I knew there wouldn't be a lot of people outside to the Cube. And that's a wrap for my 4 years in this college town. I hope you enjoyed this video that kind of became a campus tour. I hope you all are doing well and staying healthy, and I'll see you at my next video.